What's up, guys? I'm here to get into Disease X and how it does seem like the world leaders are grooming us for another lockdown, another pandemic, and how they do essentially put out a lot of predictive programming before these certain events happen. So, really, I just wanted to talk about how, hopefully nothing happens, but we know that we are on the road to 2030. So, I wouldn't be surprised if anything happens, to, change the world again more than it already has, because the world hasn't been the same since the lockdown that's happened in 2020. And the whole motto of Agenda 2030, Agenda 21, was transforming our world. So when I'm discussing the fact that, these things are meant to transform our world via, New World Order, I'm really not making it up. You can look at United Nations documents and they're basically discussing a new world order. So this stuff isn't a conspiracy. This stuff isn't just, being made up. This stuff is legit. And there's so much content before 2020 that was warning about vaccinations, mandated vaccines. And there's a reason that YouTube likes to scrub certain channels off the internet. There's a reason they like to delete certain channels because of the information on those channels. And they try to claim it's misinformation. But lots of the stuff they remove, if you really look at it, it's very consistent. Because lots of these people were discussing vaccines prior to 2020. So I'm sick of the fact that, it's conspiracy, it's not planned. When literally, COVID was a man-made virus. Straight from CCP China and all the illegal shit they do, like the fentanyl, the synthetic weed, all of those synthetic opioids coming out that place. I'm sick of acting like, I'm sick of people being forced to act like there aren't some crazy niggas in position of power. Like, yes, there are some crazy Chinese people who have access to laboratories, and they're cooking up some shit that you wouldn't want in your body. So let's not act like there aren't scientists in other countries fucking around with different strains of diseases that you would not want to fuck with. And let's stop acting like we shouldn't hold these people accountable. Because in reality, these people caused an outbreak that killed millions of people. So I'm tired of the fact that, we had children and elderly folk getting sick of COVID because these dumbass scientists think they know everything. And what I'm really tired of is the fact that, you had certain individuals that are associated with certain corporations, and those corporations are associated with certain countries, hopping all over, the national media, and these people are laughing, saying, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, people are dying of COVID, ha ha ha, we're gonna have to vaccinate, grinning and smirking about it. And it's quite ironic that, nobody says anything about the fact that these same individuals, for years, they were teasing about the fact that there was going to be a pandemic and that they were going to have to, reduce global population via vaccinations. And I also find it funny that China, the same country from which COVID came from, we all know the New World Order agenda in China. We all know how they were starving and beating people down due to quote-unquote COVID. Like, what are we talking about here? China used COVID as an excuse to go full batshit, nigga. And it's like every country used COVID as an excuse to fuck up their own countries. Like, what are we acting like? Like, these global elites clearly want inflation. They induced a global inflation via a global pandemic that was created in a laboratory, that was leaked deliberately. And it's funny because all of these American CEOs, all of these American people in position knew it was going to happen. So you want to know what? It's obvious that CCP, China, America, World Health Organization, United Nations, it's clear that they all have the same agenda, which is the beast worship. Ain't that what China worships? A fucking dragon? Ain't that what United Nations is about? One world? Don't they have a depiction of the beast outside of their headquarters? The statue of the beast? Last I checked, all these niggas worship and follow the same thing. So let's stop acting like they all didn't operate to form a new world.